kittens, welcome or welcome back, and I thankfully did not take over a week to release this analysis video this time. So I do not really have much to say about this episode. Not gonna lie, it's not a very significant episode and definitely not one of my favorites, not gonna lie. Like, it was a very mid episode. I hate that word. I hate saying mid because people use mid for literally anything. They forget that bad exists. And this episode wasn't bad. It was just mid, it was meh. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't important. I mean, Sleeping Siren was also a filler, but it was an actually interesting filler that had some sort of impact on the story. This episode really doesn't that much. I mean, besides the end. So let's get into it. Before we start, I want to mention that sometimes I forget stuff that happens in the episode. So I edit the video but never actually give my full thoughts on because I leave out some things that I couldn't remember but then remember them after finishing editing. Like, for example, for Sleeping Siren, I forgot to mention the whole toad situation or frog situation, which was hilarious, by the way. So I might have left something out and I am sorry because I genuinely cannot remember much about this episode. That's how much I did not care for it. So the premise of the episode was just Algae, which we finally get to see her again, being scared of bugs. So Milan 2.0. I mean, look, you can be scared of bugs, but she's like deathly afraid of them, like every single bug. And people are calling her Milan 2.0, which look, I get it. I hate bugs myself, and I am like terrified of them sometimes. But I feel like they kind of exaggerated her fear. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna say phobia of bugs doesn't exist. I know it does, but I don't know. It didn't feel natural for some reason. It felt forced, even though I know this phobia exists. The way they handled it made it feel forced. That probably doesn't make sense, so just forget everything I said because honestly I'm just ranting right now. But it was basically just about that, and also her going to therapy. See, Marinette, therapy was an option. So the first time in the show we get any mention of a therapist, and apparently half the class went to this therapist already. I mean, okay, I may be exaggerating, only like 4 people, but like a lot of people went to this therapist already. Why didn't anyone tag Marinette along? So apparently Alia had this like family drama that she had to resolve, which I don't think we are gonna get anything about it in like a future episode or an Alia episode, because she says it's something they resolved like a really long time ago. So I think it was just something to throw in there because they couldn't think of a better they couldn't think of a better reason for her to go to the therapist. And I guess like others went for their own reasons. I genuinely cannot remember. But so she goes to therapy, and look, I love Algae, but like, why did they make her so stupid? I mean, who goes into therapy thinking that just by spilling your guts to the therapist and telling them your feelings, you're just gonna like magically be cured? I mean, come on, that girl's like, what, 15, 14? She ain't that dumb. Like, she's not that naive. Also, I'm pretty sure they mentioned that it goes over like multiple sessions. So why did she expect the therapist to like magically heal her? How does that work? How does one even come up with that conclusion? Like, how? But I mean, also her just crashing out and insulting the therapist. I felt bad for the therapist because I know some people might actually be like that. Like, honestly, no, girly pop, no, we are not rude to therapists like that. Like, the way she crashed out was honestly insane. I do have to say that I don't get why the episode's called Reckless Driver, or why the theme of the akumatized villain is like a car driver, because it's a therapist and she was mad that Algae was like not healed, frustrated, and wanted to be healed instantly. But like, and I guess the reason it's called Reckless Driver, she got akumatized like a car villain something, is because Algae broke a toy car she gave her, which I get it, but like, between having problems with your therapist and wanting to cure people and cars, those don't really have much to go together. Like, I don't get why they chose that specific theme. It didn't really match, in my opinion, besides the small detail of the thing that she broke was a car. But you know what? That's okay. I mean, if you told me Reckless Driver was about a therapist getting frustrated that she wasn't able to heal her patients instantly, I would have laughed in your face because what the hell do you mean by that? But anyway, so I guess that's really not that important. Also, another thing I have to mention is the three bullies. So we have Ray, the guy who harassed Zoe, and then two ugly weirdos. Like, oh my god, couldn't they at least make them like look good? Like Chloe and Lila, you can hate them as much as you want, but you cannot tell me they're not absolutely stunning. In my opinion, they're prettier than like half the cast, including Marinette. Like, they're just adorable and, well, not really adorable, but like stunning. They are just beautiful, and like, they had a reason for being villains. I mean, yeah, of course, like bullies are bullies for no reason, especially Chloe, who just like insult people randomly. But like, she was funny, you know, she insulted them, but she never traumatized them, minus the Marinette thing, which happened, by the way, completely out of the blue. Like, I hate derision so much, I refuse to acknowledge it as a canon episode, because like, she never flinched going to the pool before. That episode came out of nowhere. I am sorry, that episode came out of nowhere. But yeah, so besides the Marinette thing, she has like traumatized people. I mean, look, I can't really remember. I'm not the type of person to rewatch a show I really like. I just usually watch it once. Maybe in like future I watch it twice, but usually I don't. So yeah, I have not seen the older seasons of Miraculous in like years at this point. Honestly, after being an X fan for years, I came back after watching the movie, then season 5, and then I just like never watched the old episodes. So yeah, I might have been missing like a lot of episodes that I have not actually watched at all. But I mean, I would not know. And honestly, I do not care because I'm not gonna go watch 100 plus episodes of Miraculous right now. So yeah, I don't know if she has actually ever like scarred or traumatized someone. But I mean, I guess it's not as bad as them because again, she was like funny. She actually was a character of her own, you know? She wasn't just a bully. She had a backstory. She had a reason. Not an excuse, but she had a reason. Like, it just made her like a good school bully, you know? Like, it made her a bully that everyone loves, you know? Or, well, the majority of the fandom loved because they massacred my girl after the ending of season 3, which I will never forgive them for that. But yeah, also Lila, she actually had a reason for bullying people. Mainly Marinette, she doesn't really bully anyone else. Maybe Sabrina as well, but besides those two, she didn't really bully anyone else. And I mean, the reason she did bully Marinette was when Marinette gets in her way. Like, yeah, I mean, if someone got in my way and I was doing something evil or something, yeah, I'd probably also bully them and traumatize them. But like, you know, she had a story, is having a story that we don't know about. So like, they had a reason, you know? They were characters of their own. Sometimes frustrating, but they still were their own character. These three guys are just bullies for being bullies. They just added them in the show to replace Chloe and Lila, which like they could have just kept season 1 Chloe. She would have still been a fan favorite. She would have still been an absolute queen. Like, why did they have to go and replace those two gorgeous beings with these three ugly rats? Like, why? I don't get the purpose of it. Also, they quite literally came out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere. Like, I do not understand where these characters are coming out. We have no introduction whatsoever. Also, they're out to ruin couples for some reason. So, damn, didn't know you can be that miserable in life. Also, another thing I want to mention is that I forgot to mention this in my Sleeping Siren video, but I want to mention that do these kids not study in school? Like, every single episode, we just see them roaming around school. What? I don't get it. How are they not in class studying? Like, in my school, you study from like 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. and then you go back in the afternoon. Like, you go home and then in the afternoon you come back at 1:30 p.m. to like 3:30 or 4:30 p.m. So like, we don't have any breaks in between besides like a 10-minute break at 10 a.m. So like, why are these kids just roaming freely in the school? Like, they can go to any class they want, no need for any supervision. They just like roam around. Also, another question, why are there sheep in this school? I also forgot to mention this in my Sleeping Siren video. Why are there sheep in the school? Like, we randomly see sheep and I'm like, girl, what? Is this a school or a zoo or something? I am so confused. I have no idea what this new studying education thing is. Like, Look, not gonna lie, this really ain't the best education. Not gonna lie, like it really is not. I feel like these kids are gonna turn out all dumb because these teachers aren't doing shit. Like, where are they? Where are they? I don't understand why the kids are just roaming around. Why are there wild animals or domesticated animals? Neither the less it's animals roaming around in the school freely. Like, do these kids not have school courses? What is happening? What is happening? I am so confused. But yeah, my little crash out over. I guess I'm just jealous of the characters, honestly. But anyway, so another thing I want to mention is like a Marinette being possessive of Adrian. Like, no, look. Before someone comes after me, I said this before. I'm not the biggest Marinette / Adrianette fan. I absolutely hate Adrianette, but I don't hate Marinette. I just dislike the way they handled her character. And as for Adrianette, it's honestly the same. Like the way they handled their relationship. I will make a whole video about this, but I am hoping to actually like their relationship a bit more after season 6, and I really do hope, because so far, yeah, no, it's not seeming very healthy. But anyway, that out of the way, I just wanted to mention, like, when Adrian wanted to go see the therapist, but she was like, yeah, no, actually, you can talk to me. No, you don't need to go to a therapist about your dad and stuff like that. And yes, I get, she was stressed. She didn't want him to, like, go to a therapist and talk about his dad and stuff. But, like, I feel like she's sort of creating her own problems, because what would be the problem with that? It's not like he knows who his father was. It's not like he would tell the therapist anything. Like, he's probably just gonna say, so yeah, my father is this, but he was never like this to me. So, like, I just don't understand why she kind of, like, freaked out, you know? Like, I don't understand that reaction. Yes, I get she was stressed and all, but, like, he's not gonna tell the therapist anything that would be dangerous or anything that would, like, reveal any secrets, you know? He's just gonna talk to the therapist about it, and she's probably gonna be like, I don't know, some parents are like that, this and that, you know, like he had a change of heart or something. So Marinette freaking out and telling him, you can talk to me. No, you can talk to me, not the therapist. It felt kind of possessive, and I know that's not the intention, but, like, I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me. Like, I'm pretty sure she knows that he's not gonna say anything he shouldn't, because he doesn't know anything he shouldn't. So it just confused me on why she kind of freaked out like that. And I don't know, I mean, it's not like anything wrong with it, honestly. I get it, she was stressed and all. I understand that part, but just, like, the way she just freaked out, and I was like, no, I'm here, you can talk to me. It just, I don't know, it felt very weird, honestly. Not something I would have expected from Marinette. Actually, screw that, I would definitely expect that from Marinette. Anyway, speaking of Adrian and the whole therapist situation, at the, like, end card, like the scene after the end card of every episode, like, I'm a bit confused on what's happening or what's gonna happen, because he goes to the therapist, like, I can see that, and he's like, I'm pretty sure about to talk about his father, but, like, it cuts, so it doesn't let us hear what he's saying. It's like a cliffhanger of some sort. But, like, I'm just confused, because what's that gonna do? Like, yes, I get it, going to therapy, it's gonna help him and stuff, I know, but, like, the therapist isn't gonna really do much, is she? Because, I mean, she believes Gabriel was this, like, hero, and she'll probably hear Adrian out. Like, I get that. But it's just that it doesn't make sense given the context of season 5, you know? I mean, I mentioned this before. It feels like season 5 Adrian and season 6 Adrian are two different people, because in season 5 he believed his father was a hero. He had no doubt about it, but now he does, and it's confusing me. Like, I feel like it's not him realizing. The way he's talking about it is as if he always believed and thought that his father was not a hero. He always had, like, these thoughts, but no, like in season 5, because clearly see he had no thoughts of him being a villain or whatsoever. Like, he knew his father was a hero in season 5, but, like, season 6, it sort of, like, changes the narrative, and it's not him realizing. It's like he always knew, you know? So it's a bit confusing on how this is happening. I heard a theory that Felix might have talked to him, and that's why he's overthinking things. But again, it's not a realization sort of reaction. It's more of, I always knew, but just never knew how to feel about it reaction, you know? But yeah, I mean, I do want to know where this whole Gabriel thing is gonna go. Honestly, with the way he's acting, I don't really think he's gonna be that mad when the truth comes out. I feel like he would kind of be happy to know the answer, like the truth, But at the same time, he'd probably be mad at Ladybug for lying to him, not the fact that his dad was a villain. Since by like the pacing of his character arc and stuff, it feels like he's slowly realizing that his father was not a hero. I mean, I don't think it's gonna go as far as thinking he was the villain of Paris, so that might shock him. But I feel like he'd have like some sort of understanding towards it. I mean, not understanding his father was a horrible villain, but like I mean, like he'd understand and be like, okay, with the way he treated me and Marinette in our relationship, it kind of makes sense. So yeah, I'm thinking his reaction isn't gonna be that insane, that angry. I feel like he'd have some sense of understanding, but also be angry at Ladybug for lying to him. But yeah, so these have been my thoughts on the episode. And before I forget something, I'm gonna try and remember everything on the top of my head, because I genuinely do not remember what I want to say, because sometimes I completely forget. But a thing I want to mention very quickly is Algae, and the fact that people still think she's Chrysalis. Girl, what? How? I'm confused. How do you think she's Chrysalis after this? I've heard many people say, oh yeah, well, she's not actually afraid of butterflies or whatever. She's just acting. But there would be no need for that. I feel like you're just drawing attention to yourself if you try to play the opposite of who you are. I mean, despite the fact that Algae and Lila look nothing alike, nothing alike, not even face, eye shape, no nothing. People in this fandom are just delusional and desperate. But I mean, it just doesn't make sense. We get to see her akumatizing before someone says, oh, well, villains can akumatize themselves, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I'm aware of that, Sherlock. I know that. But, we get to see, I'm not really 100% sure. I don't remember. But I am pretty sure we get to see Lila's, akumatization villain figure. I don't think we do. I can't remember it though. But I am pretty sure she's not Lila. I think it proves she's not. Her reaction seems genuine. Lila's acting skills aren't the best, not gonna lie. It kind of surprises me that the cast believed her before, because her acting skills are not it. I am so sorry. But Algae here seems genuinely afraid of the butterflies. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't believe she's Lila. If you do, you need help. Maybe you should go to therapy, because you're clearly traumatized from this fandom. And yeah, I hope you have a miraculous rest of your day. I am currently filming this in my birthday, so happy birthday to me, and I'll see you in my next one. By the way, the Dark Castle's coming out today, so I got my schedule full.